Welcome along to round 11 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. Straight into the starting grid, Nico Müller lines up in 10th place, his best ever qualifying in Shanghai, but he's yet to score points at this venue. Max Günther led home DS Penske's first ever 1-2, moved him to 5th in the standings yesterday. Stoffel Vandoorne has his highest grid spot since he's qualified 5th place at Monaco for Maserati MSG Racing. And Nick de Vries has had points in all but one race since Jeddah back in February. Can the Mahindra driver add to that tally here this afternoon? Johnny McVerne out-qualifies his teammate for the 5th time in season 11 as he lines up here on the grid. And alongside him is Jake Hughes for Maserati, his highest qualifying since Jeddah, where he then finished in 3rd place. Lucas Di Grassi qualifies 4th. That's his best starting position since Mexico 23, where he was on pole for Mahindra. Pascal Wehrlein starts 3rd for the 3rd successive race in a row for Tag Heuer Porsche. At the front row, the grid is occupied by Antonio Felix da Costa, his first front row since Mexico. No points for Porsche, though, yesterday. That's the first time it's happened since Misano 2024. And Cassidy has pole position for the first time since London last year. Jaguar, another double non-score yesterday. And Cassidy will be aiming for his Jaguar will be aiming for their first win since Sao Paulo back in December. So the race now gets underway behind the safety car. So we have a 28-lapper to come here in Shanghai. And essentially, because of the safety car start due to the wet conditions, the drivers now pull away. The race has now started, Karun.
That's right. So the countdown already begins. Obviously, in Formula E, even in a normal race start scenario, there isn't a formation lap. So the first time the cars go around the track is the first lap of the E-Prix. But this is a good chance for us to have a look at the conditions, a good chance for the drivers, more importantly, to have a look at the conditions. And I have to say, it looks a lot better than it did at the end of qualifying when we last saw the cars on track.
So right. Safety car now in at the end of lap 7. Rolling start for the drivers as the green flag flies, and racing action will begin with Nick Cassidy kicking off round 11 under racing conditions. We go green then in Shanghai. Cassidy across the timing line, Da Costa in 2nd, Wehrlein across the timing line in 3rd place, and Di Grassi over the line in 4th position. Of course, the field spread out due to this rolling start. Don't expect any moves down towards the first corner, and you can see already a big difference in gap. Is Cassidy going to go for attack mode in the opening stages? He is straight away, and the 2 Tag Heuer Porsches following him through. That's the legacy of this rolling start, though. It spreads the field out so you can do it without losing track position.
Well, and also critically, those guys up front, they've got visibility, and this is their chance for them to make hay while the sun shines, use the 4-wheel drive, and that, we were saying before, it could make up to 5 seconds a lap difference.
So swap, turn 6, and go for Cassidy.
So team tactics then ongoing here for Tag Heuer Porsche. Da Costa relinquishes 2nd place to teammate Pascal Wehrlein. Cassidy now out of attack mode, but Wehrlein struggling for grip and trying to keep it on the straight and narrow through turn 8. He's got 1 minute and 40 seconds now to close that gap up to Nick Cassidy and try and take over the lead of this race.
So Wehrlein in P3 will have a 2-minute overlap on you. He's now P2.
That's the voice of Phil Ingram, Cassidy's race engineer for this weekend. Oh, that's Nick de Vries, who's gone off onto the gravel, spins it round, gathers it up, and manages to recover down into turn 6. We only caught the back end of that incident. We'll have to work out what happened for him, but he's going to definitely have lost track position.
And he's only lost 3 places, though, Tom. So it's a quick recovery for what was quite a spectacular spin.
Oh, Wehrlein's wide in the background there at turn 8. He just about keeps it on the straight and narrow, but if there was ever a warning sign for the German driver, that was it. He just about got away with it, but he's lost hand over fist of time compared to the race leader, Cassidy.
Cassidy's got a very good rhythm going on at the moment in these conditions. He was fastest in free practice in the wet, fastest in qualifying in the wet, and at the moment he's just driving away in the lead of the race as well. Yeah,
quickest by a second over the last lap. There's David Bettman going for his 2nd spin of the day.
Here we go.
Oh, look at that. Vandoorne on the inside of Maloney, or Di Grassi rather, down into turn 6, runs it deep. Di Grassi on the switchback, gets the position back from the Belgian. This is what happened down into turn 7 and 8 on the last lap. So it all gets a bit wide there, and there was contact between Vandoorne and De Vries through there. Let's have a look. So Vandoorne just runs it wide, has a snap of oversteer. De Vries sees an opportunity on the inside and just clatters into the side of him.
There might be a safety car because car 7, Günther, has a red car, so...
Yeah, it's a black flag with an orange disc indicates that, as the meatball flag essentially as it's known, as we see Tictum having a slip and a slide going into turn 7.
It's very strange to get this message about Günther having a red car, but he's still going around.
Yeah, so he's now slowing, so we'll be retiring from this race. 0-0 stuff for Maximilian Günther, a winner 24 hours ago, and unfortunately for round 11 here in Shanghai, his race is going to come to a premature conclusion. Can he make it to the pits, though?
Brake urgent, I lost power.
Wait, stay safe.
Barnard then now closing up to the back of Jake Dennis and indeed trying to find his way through into the right-hander. That's a brave move on the inside. The line was closing, but Barnard managed to force the door open and is now into 12th position. Confirmation then of the added laps, 3, because we started this race behind the safety car as we see Barnard challenging De Vries. This is for 11th place, so just outside the points-paying positions, and Barnard with the outside line. De Vries tries to push him to the curb, but Barnard with great attraction goes through and up a position ahead of the Mahindra. Barnard trying to find a way through on Maloney and the Lonely Yamaha app team. Maloney pointless so far in 2025, but look though at Barnard, side by side they go down the start finish straight. Great attraction with attack mode, 350 kilowatts and all-wheel drive down to the first corner. It's easy pickings for the 21-year-old. Third at the moment here, hasn't he? So going through turn 5 into turn 6, he's just got into attack mode and he's spun it round.
Sorry guys, just stand. No, come on mate, stay focused. Come on mate, stay focused. Let's go.
Ah, that's a shame for Sam Bird. A points opportunity slipping through his fingers and does a full 720. That'll turn your eyeballs into a spin dryer.
It's like gymnastics, you get 10 points for that. Oh, this was...
Van Dorn.
Van Dorn. He's only going to get 4 points for that.
Yeah, not a perfect 10 for Stoffel Van Dorn. Didn't lose too much time though. It'll be a double podium for Tag Heuer Porsche, but through the final corner, a commanding, controlled, imperious drive from Nick Cassidy as he wins here in Shanghai. Cassidy on top for the first time for Jaguar TCS Racing since Berlin 2024. Cassidy is the man on top form here in China. What a drive, what a result, what delight for him. Let's get confirmation, though, of the race results from round 11. Nick Cassidy takes his 8th career win in Formula E, a lights-to-flag victory for the Kiwi. Verline and Da Costa making a Tag Heuer Porsche double podium as they now take over the lead in the Teams Championship. A great drive also from Jake Hughes in 4th, Verne in 5th. Muller gets 6th place for Andretti. Quite a quiet, under-the-radar sort of race for the Swiss driver. He was ahead of Van Dorn, Freitz, De Grassi in 9th place. Barnard on his 21st birthday snuck into the points right at the end.
Massive highlight this weekend. Really proud of all our guys. You know, qualifying 4th yesterday was huge for us. We're in the game, and I'm just proud that we come back today. You know, our pace was absolutely unbelievable. So what a race.
Let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship then after round 11. Oliver Rowland still leads at the top, but Verline and Da Costa leapfrogging Barnard for 2nd and 3rd place there respectively as the Briton drops down to 4th. Verne up into 5th place in the standings. Cassidy catapulting himself up to 7th from 13th in the Drivers' World Championship here today. Very well-deserved result for Nick Cassidy. First of all, the FIA medal to be presented to him, followed by the winner's trophy here as well, and a lovely bit of silverware for the Kiwi to take home. Very emotional he was down in Parc Fermé. No surprise at all, given the trials and tribulations that he has had to deal with throughout season 11. But finally, he manages to get his just desserts. They always say that form is temporary and class is permanent. Well, Nick Cassidy certainly showed his class in that race.